Alright, here we go. Barber Motorsports Park Short A. Haven't done this before this configuration. Track's 33 degrees. I'm not sure where that rates for the races this week, if that's cool, medium, or hot, so keep that in mind. We'll go through the corners in slow-mo as usual and run it out at full speed. This track, if you were off the racing line, you were going to lose a tremendous amount of time. So just be aware that really to put in a hot lap, you do have to be on the racing line. Anything else is going to really cost you. So here we go. So coming up to turn one, looking for that one board. Just dabbing the brakes when the tires are warm. Again, this lap it's warm tires, low fuel. So just a dab of the brake. When the tires are cold, you're going to have to get on the brakes a little bit more because it's easy to run wide through here. So in fourth gear, dab of the brakes. If you shift up into fifth, again, just be aware you're going to be having to get on the brakes and do a little bit more shifting. So you want to really aim for the edge of this curb, even take a little bit of it, just to sort of shorten the track and get the turn in a little better. And then this track's really flowing, so you have to really keep on it, looking for this, the pit marker here, shifting down into third, and basically just sort of feathering the throttle, and now even shifting down to second as you come around the bend here. It's important not to run wide. If you run wide here, you're going to lose a lot of time and your car's going to understeer. You really have to have the car slowed down. This is kind of, I guess, the crest of the hill. If you're carrying too much speed past the crest of the hill, your car is just going to understeer like crazy. And as well, you can lose the back end and spin out here pretty easy. So on cold tires, be really careful. There'll be some more braking through that section than what there is now versus hot tires. So yeah, second gear, and then just shifting up, getting up into third and fourth. Using all this curb, and then basically at the end of this curb looking to turn in for the next one in fourth gear still, or hitting fourth gear now, and just sort of lining up with the timing tower here and wanting just to be really tight to this white curb. You can even get on it a little bit. Practice that. It can unsettle the car a little bit, but you can save a hundredth or two or three if you get on that curb. So looking for the 2 board here and the 1 in fourth gear. So between the 2 and the 1, getting on the brakes pretty good, shifting down into second. You'll see it at full speed. I'm not rapidly shifting down into second, but shifting down into second and releasing the brakes. You want to get on the throttle early as you can, and you want to get over this white curb. You can, I'm not sure where you're going to run into trouble, but you can cut this curb quite a bit, but obviously if you get on the grass, that's going to unsettle things a bit. So second gear, holding it in second gear. Cold tires, you may want to shift down into first here, or just make sure you're really braking, and again, getting onto this white curb again. And the trick is you don't want to be any more over probably than what I am here. You can get an X on that. It's not a slowdown, but you do get an X if you take too much of that grass. And then just shifting up into third. I kind of turn in a little too early here. You want to just kind of maybe hold it mid-track a little bit longer than what I did. Came in here a little too tight probably, but get on that curb just to open up the next corner a little bit, and you want to, exit mid-track, a little bit more to the left side than the right, just to open this one up. And again, getting on this curb in fourth gear now, and you can really cut this corner and use that curb. Fourth gear, run it out wide. Then coming down to this one, if you're not familiar with this track and other configurations, you do want to turn in early here, earlier than you think, in order to get onto the white of the next one. So again, in fourth gear, and just make use of that white curb. So now what you're looking for is this break in the barrier is kind of where you want to shift down into third. So just keep an eye on that while you're racing, and you can see it here. And this is where you want to be shifting down into third, and then, you know, kind of just being mid-track. I'm a little wide here, and then shifting down into second. You'll see it at full speed, kind of where I do. On cold tires, again, as you shift down into second while the wheel is straight, you want to probably just dab the brakes a little bit and be off throttle a little bit more than here. Getting on the throttle. You can get on this curb a little bit as well. It will probably save you a smidge of time, but again, just be a little careful because it can unsettle the car as well. And then shifting up into third and looking for this next white strip. Again, these thin white strips, make sure you don't get on the grass, because if you turn the wheel and you got a tire on the grass, it's going to be a bad time. And again, this one, you have to turn in earlier than what you think. So it's basically kind of turning in middle, 25% of the way onto that white curb. In third gear, again, on cold tires, this might even, well, be a lift anyway, maybe even a dab of brakes. It's pretty slick here when the tires are cold. And yeah, getting on the edge, this one's a little tricky. If you just graze the edge here, you're going to push wide. So if you are going to use this curb, you got to make sure you kind of get up on top here. Or if you're skipping the curb, well, obviously that's a different story. But yeah, you don't really want to just graze this edge. You want to actually get on top. Otherwise, you're in trouble. See, I get up top here. If you're not up top, it's actually going to push you wide, and you'll probably have to lift in order to keep yourself from crashing, because you exit wide and you do want to get up to this white strip, but you do not want to get over this white strip. This is a really crashy spot. Watch the first couple of laps, especially cars wiping out in front of you. You just run a little wide into this corner and touch that grass, and you're spinning off into the left-hand wall there. So watch that. And that's a 103.9. There's obviously some time on the table there. Really do watch it on the cold tires, though. The first 3 laps are quite a bit different, and just be careful out there if you're battling with people. If you're not on the racing line, it practice not being on the racing line, because it really is a different track when you're not on it. So good luck out there. We'll see you out there maybe. Hopefully you get some good participation. Good luck. We'll see you next time.